Okay, morning of day 2 at Witmosskloof Farm. I'm dressed like an Eskimo, and that's because it is very cold right now. Honestly, I just did not prepare very well for last night. Did not have enough sleeping bags or warm blankets, and I froze the whole night. It was horrible. I just wasn't very prepared. But it's morning now, the sun will be coming up soon, which means it will get warmer from here on. So the best thing to do is to head inside, make some good old coffee, prepare properly, and make the most of a day that looks like it's probably going to be really nice. There's absolutely no wind right now, not much cloud cover either, so it will definitely warm up. So I think we will be in for a good day. But first things first, let's go warm ourselves up.
What's for breakfast, Luke?
Bacon and eggs as usual.
Take a look what the monkeys and baboons did to this ox wagon here. Look on the front, those are all little hand marks. Dirty, muddy hand marks from baboons that have learnt that in order to get inside an ox wagon you need to open the zip. And believe it or not, some of these baboons have figured out how to open and close the zip, and according to the people who run the ox wagon camp here, they often pull out bedding and pillows and shred them and leave bits lying all over the ground just because they're bored. They know there's no food in there. And that's what we have to deal with here. So now you get a little bit more of an understanding of the problem at hand. But it's a problem that we are more than happy to deal with. Right, well, before we head out, I'm just going to check that my trajectory data that my phone's giving me for this altitude and this weather is correct. So I've got the impact out, got some pellets and a sandbag, and I'm just going to basically sit on the back of the truck and shoot a gong down range and see how it goes. 6 clicks up, and that should be pretty much spot on now. But I'm also going to attach something called the side shot scope cam, which will basically allow me to look through the scope and shoot, but you should be able to see what I'm doing as well, which is very cool. With the formalities done and dusted, we hit the road and the hunting begins. Now, I know the concept of monkey hunting may upset a few people, but the hunting regulations for this area state very clearly that vervet monkeys can be shot all year round with no bag limit. And in an area where the monkeys outnumber humans 1,000 to 1 and no longer have many natural predators, we really need to shoot as many as we possibly can. We get an easy opportunity early on with the impact, and this shot should silence anybody that argues that airgun hunting is inhumane. Obviously, with airgun hunting, shot placement is more important, but if you place the shot in the right area, it is a very, very humane way to deal with these animals. We spot a few more along a fence about 70 meters away, and I managed to capture this one through the scope cam at 500 frames a second. I underestimate the range a little bit, but the pellet passes straight through the lower neck and he drops on the spot.
Yeah.
Dead. That was solid in the neck. Good. Okay, I'm guessing that was about 40 meters, so I just held right on his head. Dropped a little bit, hit him in the neck, but he was down pretty much instantly, so happy with that. The impact's doing the job. It's been quite difficult to find opportunities to use this gun because most of the monkeys we've seen have been really far off, so we've opted for the bigger calibers. But we've just spotted these monkeys here nice and close, and they've given us opportunities, so we've taken the impact out and managed to get a shot off there, which is great. We have Anton and his friends with us this morning, and we managed to make really good use of the Tutu rimfire as well. Lovely.
What? So obviously these monkeys, we're shooting them because they make a lot of mess around our house, and they eat our mealies what we grow on the farm, and they're very naughty. Like, they would go and poo all over your bakkie if you have a bakkie or car, and it's just a real pest. I have lots of chickens, and they steal the chickens' eggs, and sometimes even the chicks, they kill them. And we've also got fruit in the trees, and they just have one bite and they just drop it down. So they just eat our fruit and just waste it.
After a really good morning of shooting with the air gun and rimfire, we head back to the camp and prepare for some more vomiting with the centerfires. I needed to load up a few rounds, so the reloading stuff comes out and it's straight down to business. Being a very typical South African, I attach the press to a barbecue and proceed to seat the bullets from here. Many people consider this the boring part of shooting, but I actually love it. I suppose you could compare it to a chef enjoying the cooking process as much as the eating itself. I find that I appreciate each shot a little bit more when I've loaded the rounds myself. And here we go. Some new Hornady ELDX bullets, hot off the press. They look beautiful, smell delicious. So all we have to do now is to give them a taste, see how they perform out in the field. Let's go. We stop off at the farmhouse to pick Anton up again, and after spotting a monkey in a tree about 200 meters away, Anton takes first blood with Luke's ticker.
Got him. Nice.
Nice, Anton.
Thanks.
That was solid.
Solid. Yeah, lekker gun this.
Yeah. From here, it just turns into a big vomiting party as the monkeys appear all over the place.
Yeah. Yes. Yes,
Get it.
Yeah.
These hills and valleys are the perfect environment for the monkeys. It provides them with plenty of food, water and shelter, and they hide incredibly well in these trees and bushes, but if you take the time to glass the hills properly, you can find huge troops all over the place, and from here it's just up to your shooting ability.
Smoked him.
He's dropped. See, there.
Okay, we've had a pretty incredible morning shooting the monkeys here out on this hill. I have a feeling that they like this hill because of the fact that there are chickens down here, so you can come down and get the eggs, and then also there's the house. So it's quite a hot spot in terms of food to come and scavenge from. There's also a little dry riverbed here, so the ground is quite moist there, so maybe it's a place where they come get water. Either way, it's a real monkey hotspot. We've probably shot about 10 or 15 here this morning, which is crazy. Yeah, both Luke and I have been having an absolute field day, but it's around lunchtime now, so we're going to head back to the house and just rest a bit. I'm very, very happy with the setup. The scope is absolutely amazing. It's extremely clear, even at full magnification. Oftentimes you find with scopes that at the at the top end of their magnification range, they tend to lose a bit of clarity. This one is not like that. This one I can crank it up to 25 times, get really good clarity in the magnification. Then if I want to, I can turn it all the way down to 5 times if I want a wider field of view to actually try and spot the monkeys. It's incredible how well they can hide. You know, they can be 10 in one bush and you just do not see them until they move out. But something like this will really help you to spot the monkeys properly and when the time comes to take the shot. So thumbs up so far.
Alright, so we've just had lunch and we're about to head out. The sun's starting to dip down. We've still got quite a few hours of daylight left, but we're going to go head out and see if we can find a baboon on the lands. It'll be great if we can get a couple of those.
The monkeys are fun to shoot, but the baboons are our primary target, and the best place to find them is on the lands or the cultivated areas of the farm. These lands are irrigated, so they provide the baboons with an easy source of water, but this creates problems for the farmers when the baboons start ripping up the water pipes. They also kill newborn lambs on the lands, so it's an area that needs to be constantly watched. We arrive at the lands hoping to find a troop of baboons out in the open, but alas, the baboons are nowhere to be seen. This does, however, give us a moment to appreciate some other animals in the area, including a nice mountain reedbuck ram right in the middle of the field.
Okay.
Eventually, we spot a monkey about 550 meters away, and I set up for a shot, but just end up missing his head. It was really close, but the commotion brings out more monkeys, and Luke and I make sure that we get in 1 or 2 more shots before the light disappears.
Yeah.
That's what you call multitasking, when you want to shoot a monkey but you also want to chronograph around without wasting it. You put the chronograph in front of the gun and then you shoot the monkey. That was at 200 and something meters, I can't remember exactly, but through 25 times magnification it was just this big grey figure looking at me like this, and I could pretty much put the bullet right in the middle of him, take the shot and get the velocity reading at the same time. So it's a good end to the day. It's about 5 PM now, so we're going to head home, start the fire and get some dinner in our stomachs and some coffee.
Alright, so after a very good day of shooting, we've decided to come back and wind down by the fire here and just enjoy each other's company and put some meat on the grid and have a feast tonight at this beautiful evening. There's no wind around. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome evening.
I think I said it last time as well, but trips like this are so much more than just about the shooting. Obviously the shooting is fun, but nothing beats just spending time with friends in a beautiful place like this and not really having to worry about the busyness of life. There is no cell phone signal here, so we are completely unaware about everything that's happening at home in the city. It's nice to not be able to think about those things for a while, and to just be able to enjoy each other's company. It's one of those rare occasions where we're all free at the same time. So coming to the Oxwagon camp, just the 3 of us, has kind of become a tradition now, and it certainly hasn't disappointed today. It's been absolutely fantastic, not just in terms of what we've been able to shoot, but also just the times we've had together, the jokes that have been told, the laughs that have been had, and of course the good coffee. And we're about to complement the good coffee with some good meat. So can't say I'm disappointed at all. It's met our expectations and exceeded them.
We did a blessed buck hunt a few weeks back, and this is actually the animal I shot at 220 meters, the second animal of the day. We've turned it into some sausage, and this stuff is really delicious. And there's just something satisfying about eating some meat that you've harvested yourself, from in the field to the plate. There's just something really satisfying about doing that, and knowing you haven't just gone and bought it. Nothing wrong with that, but there's just something that satisfies, I think, some of our inner hunter-gatherer instincts that we enjoy.
And that's a wrap on another fantastic day at Witmoskloof. I hope you've enjoyed it, and there's still plenty to come. So I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.